right? With our parents, and here I have something to visualize. With our parents, you are still kids. This is the family hierarchy, okay? So, with mom, some relationship. So, you can share, guys, with me, please. I'm seeing here the audience have male figures, and I want to share, right? Did you ever experience that you have your mother trying to tell still now that you're a grown man, tell you what to do? Did you ever experience that? Your grandmom, your mother, your wife? If it is your wife that is telling you what to do and you are living in a healthy relationship, so she tells you what will be better for the family, right? It's never only about her, it's never only Anahira, how are you? This is how are you? I'm a Christian psychologist. How have you been? Good. So, do you ever experience it live an abusive relationship? So I'm here talk about the mother figure and us as a kids, okay? And why am I saying that? Like, oh no, I'm no longer a kid. I am uh, a growth person, and I make my own decisions. But my mom, she wants to choose my wife. If you are dating someone and your mother starts seeing a lot of things she dislike about the woman you are dating, but it's not the first time. Every girlfriend you have since you are a teenager, she complains about. And also that could happen with men or with women. So the daughter, and she complains about them guys, them boyfriends. No, this one is not good enough. This one is not. And sometimes what when is abusive? When someone use aggressive, right, words. The way that the person express is aggressive. And this guy is not a good man because he doesn't have money. And maybe, if she shared some worries and could be worries, protective mother thinking, you know what, I don't think he is hardworking. I don't see like he is a honest guy. Do you recognize? So this is the way that we teach good things for our children. When we recognize that we should change the way we express ourselves. But if you are the child, and I'm saying woman, man, that suffer any kind of abuse from a relative, a caregiver, mother, father, right? The father was saying, oh, you're not good enough. You cannot even make money. You are not making money more than me. So those kind of communication. Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you. So this kind of communication that people they express themselves aggressively, and that so it's a kind we connected. When you allow it someone be abusive to you, you truly believe that person have the right, unless you give that person certain space and you decide to make a decision. It's a therapeutic decision, okay? It's a behavior decision. I will communicate clearly that I no longer accept my mom saying negative things for my girlfriend, for my wife, saying she is ugly, she is fat, she's not a high qualified um, educated woman. She doesn't come from a nice, wealth family, whatever, right? You never know, because our parents they project them all life expectations on us, right? That happened with my mom, that happened probably with you, for my audience, that happened to everybody else, right? Happen all the time. But could be worry, panic. The panic that this man my daughter is dating is not a good provider. He's not good enough. He is not caring. He is not, you know what I mean? So, but that is not abusive from the parent. It's a worry. So here we are going to recognize, please share with me anything that kind of questions you have, anything you want to ask. So, what is abusive? When I got home every day and my husband he is drunk, or my husband he don't want me to work work out, work at the gym. He or the opposite. He wants me to lose weight, but he speaks ugly things to me. He says I'm fat. He interrupts me when I'm eating because he is afraid that I'm going to gain more weight. So that is extremely abusive. When the husband says to the wife, you know what? You should do a plastic surgery, and that happened a lot, trust me. You should do a plastic surgery because your belly. All right, a good husband always should see his wife as a beauty, right? Because he loves her. This is the idea of marriage: become one and love your wife unconditionally, right? So the interpersonal relationships, right? The effectiveness of interpersonal communication, okay. So when my seeing that I have been abused, I am living an abusive relationship. Is that with my boss, is that with my coworker? Recognizing that all causes me anxiety when I have to do a presentation about my work, because my boss always complain, always criticize about me. It's a female boss and she is bossy. She never see I did something right. And if you are in a therapy session with me, I was going to ask you when that happened before. Who is this person on the picture, right? Who is this person? It's a project reality of what you lived before. Is this person your mother? Is this bad boss that you have that never see value in you? It's your it was previously in your life, and you project it when you're not healed again. So it's your mom, your father's, maybe an older sister, maybe uncle, a grandfather. My patient client, he was saying, my grandfather want me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but I want to work in the business, right? In the furniture business. I like to work at, and so my client, he is a talented young man that he draw things extremely beautiful, and he brings so much value for the company. And his grandfather passed away, and he is still grieving for years and years, but it's also the rumination of the negative self-talk that it's about, oh my gosh, am I good enough for my family business, the family business? I don't wanna, if I'm not good enough for growth of the business, I no longer want to be part of this business, right? So he has uncles that also they are part of that business, and the uncle, he's a big businessman. It's a millionaire furniture business, and the uncle I always think he is not doing right. He could do better, right? So So please share here, Greg, Bruno. Bruno, de onde você está falando? Hablas espanhol? Português? So in here I am. Why it's so helpful pay attention for what you're experiencing, because sometimes you feel vindictive and you don't know exactly. I mean, you take revenge, okay, of little things. This has happened a lot with husband wife dynamic. The wife starting feel resentment for everything the husband said was wrong to do, right? The way she is raised, oh, he didn't see value that I am raising our kids. I'm a stay home mother. I made this decision because our kids they need us, right? They need me at home. I do the homework with my kids. I take them for all the extra activities. But my husband always is short on money, and he says I should go back to work for bring more money to the family. Look at that. So the husband cannot provide efficiently, and because his frustrations, he wants the wife work harder. But the hierarchy of a husband wife is the husband should provide at least health insurance, food, house, right, for the family and for the kids, education. The wife working, it's a plus, but when the wife work at home, she stay home mother, what happened? She wants to be recognized about that, right? So paying attention if you're living in any kind of abusive relationship. How can I stop that? How can I stop the abusive relationship? There are effectiveness in your communication, but also your behavior, all right? How much can I handle the distress? How much can I tolerate that situation? It's becoming harder and harder, right? Um, why am I accept living that? Should I leave my husband? Should I leave my home? Right? If you're the husband that are living abusive situation, women, we can become really bossy, right? Hey, you should work harder. Hey, I don't like you hanging out with your friends. We can become mother figures, right? Really easy. And so, because we want to tell our husbands what they must do. I mean, this is a easy thing, all right? If you tell someone what to do, it's better, right? So you control. You think it's better, but it's harder because it takes from you a lot, demands from you. It's the suffering, right? The distress. Relationships, they take a lot from us, right? We cannot live isolated, and always will have will be someone to take advantage of you or try to tell you what to do, okay? But you just have to recognize that and communicate behavior. You understand that when I feel the victim of the system because my family doesn't have enough, because my race, because my origin, so I'm because my how I was born, whatever my sex, right? If I'm born a woman, if I'm born a man, if I have a different sexual activities from my parents, this is also happen a lot, right? The father do not accept that the son, instead of like girls, like boys, right? That ever happened to your family? Please write in here for me so I can see the chat. Okay. I can see the chat if you are here, okay? So, oh, my father, he doesn't approve that I like boys instead of like girls. And that all started when I was a teenager. My father started asking, this is the session experience I have with patients. My father started asking me about girlfriends, and I was 14-year old. I didn't have any girlfriend. Actually, I was attract boys. I had a best friend that I was in love to, a platonic love, but I never told my best friend I was in love with him, right? He was my buddy friend, two boys, right? So my father, because of the way I talk and everything, I never liked football, going to the football with my father. And my father is starting criticizing me. Oh my gosh, you don't like football. My father is a good handyman. He can do things at the home. I mean, he is a businessman in real estate, a real estate broker, successful, and he wants me to follow the same dreams he has, become a successful businessman. But I don't want that, right? And my father, he can fix things at home. I mean, he's very masculine, so he can fix things, right? But I never. So my father, I could, oh my gosh, what did happen here? So my father, he doesn't know how come I can. Just a second, I'm going back to the social media. Here is Instagram. I'm Instagram. So I'm come back, okay? Can you heard me here? Good. So my father, so the another family dynamics. So the patient was in the session and he shared things about the, so this patient, he is over 50 years old. He never been married. He never had a stable relationship for more than 6 months. Never. He likes boys. He is born as a man. He is born as a man and he likes men, right? So he is over, he's 52, about 52-year old. He never had a long-term relationship because shorter than 6 months, it's not a long-term relationship. Let's say a long-term relationship is over a year, 2 years, okay? I would say over a year. So he never could, because he never could even imagine that, even though, look at that, he knows that his father, of course, is alive, his parents, they're alive, and he knows they know about his sexual activity or sexual desires or what he wants. But because he is petrified, he is in panic of being in a long-term relationship, because he always have the fear that his parents, they disapproved him being with another man. So I'm not here to say it's right or it's wrong from his parents, but he must recognize it, um, that was abusive. So recognizing that, is he prepared to be in a relationship with boys? This is one of the questions. Oh, but men, right? Men, is he prepared to be in a relationship with men? This is one of the questions I brought into the session. But Daniela, what is that about? He said he felt sexually attracted to men already. Well, but he never been in a long-term relationship actually. Not even with a girl, but he was dating a girl, right? He was dating a girl, a woman, years ago, years back. So it's very interesting because his father is still asked about that girl he was dating year back. So he never actually talked to his father honestly. And his father was part, it's very interesting. Him, not with me, but his father and him were together in a therapeutic supportive group for parents and then them kids. And he was in a alcohol abuse, right? My client patient, he was drinking a lot. So his father was supportive to help him, right? To be with him. So it's very interesting, this dynamic. Actually, he stopped drinking when he was supported from his father. Look at that, because for him is very important, right? His father is important. It's important for him to be accepted. It's important for him, instead of feel abused, um, and have all that tension in the with his parents. It's much better to be supported. So he stopped drinking every day. Actually, he did. And now he's coming to the sessions by himself. So he doesn't have the support of his father. But that is what it's about, right? Therapy. For him to understand and knowing about himself, right? It's not to know about others. It's his inner work, right? It's him understanding himself feelings. So this, going back to the patient client, he is he ready to be in a relationship with another man? Actually, is he sure? So this is one of the questions I brought. Okay, I shared with him, and he started asking. Okay, he feels that desire for men since he was a very young age, and now he is in his 50s. But he never actually had over 6 months relationship. He never dated someone often, like to see every week. And guys, relationships is about see every week. Even that you're busy, 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 let's be honest. Being in a relationship, it's talking almost every day and see at least once a week. I mean, if not, you're not in a relationship. Okay. Uh, so maybe this patient client, actually he is not even involved with someone for years, so non-sexual activity for years, right? And he mentioned over a decade. So can you imagine, maybe he don't feel comfortable even to be in a relationship with someone, or he don't want to know more about another people. So who knows, right? We are complex human beings. But the thing is, therapy is working well for him, right? Any kind of, he has different kind of panic disorder because now he is living in Europe, and he doesn't, he speaks his mother language, but he doesn't speak the language where he is living, right? So, so there are certain panics that he was suffering, and well, he's managed well about uh, social panic, about socialize, about to meet new people, to talk important things. Because why I was asking if he was ready to be in a relationship, because when you're in a relationship, we share more, right? About ourselves. We have to share about our finance, right? So he works in the case of my patient. He is not as successful as his father is. He doesn't have that kind of lifestyle that his parents they have. So that same talk about, am I good enough? Am I worthy? Right? Uh, can I handle? Why am I feeling this anxiety? Why I cannot breathe? Why when he goes for a new job interview, why he cannot keep the job? Right, Maria? So those same negative self-talk. Um, so what else? Do you want to share something, Maria? Who is here? Inside. Who you want to share something? So let's say you get depressed, you get really upset when someone criticizes you. Okay. Uh, yes, I'm not accepted, right? I do not belong. I never belong. You take things so personal. So that person that has been abusive, look, the abusive person, the abusive factor is not really all the time intentional. The person don't want to be. That person just want to control the situation. So I don't see that person actually as evil. No, I'm a psychologist. So no one actually it's evil in my beliefs, okay? People they cannot manage situations and everybody can be abusive. I will tell you an example. I just I had a patient and he gave up relationships, even with his son, contact his son because he thought his son was interfering a lot in his business. And excuse me, he was already successful. So look at that, the hierarchy again, right? Because someone that is on the top, the person is already succeeding is the father. So he thinks, my son, he just have to follow me, and he is the one that will follow me. But his son, we have to understand that comes with the new ideas, right? It's a new mindset. It's younger, right? Maybe you have a son that is half of your age. So this is exactly why people they cannot manage situations, because when the father that have the power and the control think, no, I'm not giving the power for my son. I don't want my son knows more than me, I'm still in control. And the son, maybe the son wants the control, maybe the son wants make think could make better with the father business if accept the new ideas. But we all know that not all the new ideas they are good for every business. There are business that go they're doing really well with the same story, right? They didn't change. That's it, right? But in the modern life, so whatever it is, right? So the idea is now that the father finally is back to communicate. So when you communicate, you are in the same level, right? You are looking face to face, mouth to mouth. So now eye to eye, right? Contact. So now that the father and the son, they are in the same level to communicate. What is the perfect relationship? This dynamic of this kind of communication. What is perfect for that? Is the father says, the son listen. Because now the son is a growth man, also the son allowing the father talk first, but in certain moment, after he listen, he digest, he also communicate his idea, probably less than the father. This is the main tip I give, okay? Including this technique, talk less than your father. If your father talk a lot and he thinks he controls a lot, he knows everything, talk less, communicate clearly with two cup of sentence. A cup of sentence, short sentence, that's it. Dad, I have this idea. That's it. Those are my ideas. I think would be good for we could you try? That's it. How you think if you try that for a month? Included my idea. So something that is small, you have to respect the hierarchy of your family. So you have to, since the business is already strong, it's a big business succeeding, bringing money to the table of the family. So you included one idea at the time. You know it's me. That's it. So for align the communication and do not uh, accept abuse, right? Because the father, he could come and say, hey, my son is being abusive. He is taking advantage of the business. He has managed the money to do advertisement. And I not agree with that. He wants everything from him. He thinks he knows more than me. And also the son, he is saying, oh my gosh, my father, he don't trust me. He thinks I know nothing. So he is abusive man. He is arrogant, right? And look at that. That do not. No one can even breathe in a relationships like that, right? This kind of communication, right? So who is here? Do you want to share something with me about your family? This is the opportunity, okay? So also, can you imagine everyone is talking about, hey, oh my gosh, for do not procrastinate, break your tasks into smaller. Okay, how about for do not overwhelm someone that you are talking to, break the communication into smaller, make things possible for someone manage, okay, steps. uh, you are afraid of to talk, share your business, whatever business plan, the new project ideas you have for your boss. And your boss, oh, it's hard to digest your boss, right? He is so demanding and he makes you feel terrible. How about you have 2 minutes? I'm not kidding, a really short meeting with your boss, 5 minutes. You know what? I have this and that. So you introduce already the idea for your boss. Let's suppose your boss is it's he feels arrogant and superior. So you bring the idea before you do the final presentation, the full presentation. So in this moment, you are not, it's not like 5 minutes. You know what? So you, excuse me, could you please talk? I just need a couple of minutes from you. That's it. And so you use 5 minutes, whatever. Or you use actually a couple of minutes if you prefer to keep your word, right? And so you say, you know what? I have this and this. Okay. And you're not take a lot from your boss time, And at the same time, your boss will accept better your new thoughts, ideas, right? Um, so how come can I change emotions when I am feeling abused? How come can I understand my patterns and the situations I'm attracting? Why am I dating someone else that is all the time making sure I do not eat the whole meal, right? I have a patient, female, and she goes, it's very interesting, she goes out with guys that, well, no, I will explain better. One guy she was dating, he was all the time, both like slender bodies, she and her boyfriend, and he was all the time saying, you know what, you should not eat much. And he was saying to her, so this is how it's so important. Do not take things personal. He was all the time tell her, you know what, we should have just a cup of rolls, sushi rolls, whatever, not much food. But he was the one that was eating all the more food, asking for more appetizer and eating everything, right? Whatever, Mexican chips and oil, greasy stuff, and health stuff. So he was telling her actually something that he don't want to do because he want to be in shape, to also please her, to be handsome. But because of his lack of confidence, the way he communicates, it's weak. It's doesn't communicate well, and this is what must happen with people. And it's not about skill. I mean, it's about you can be extremely well spoken, but you do not communicate clearly with close people. Okay, uh, so he was telling her, actually she understood that on the session it was, hey, let's do not, he was not including himself, but he was actually tell, I'm afraid of to gain weight and do not be good looking man anymore, right? And there are so many other things, right? He was with money problems. There are so many another thing that for men is even worse than for females, right? About money problems, right? So, guys, so that was a little of my experience, and I'm here. Please email me, contact me. My WhatsApp is 424 333 6851. Remember, +1, I'm United States. My emails, please. My email, um, you know what? You should send me emails. So for appointments, it's Daniela. No, it's appointments.danielavercruz@gmail.com. I also have another email that is daniela.phd.psychology@gmail.com. Share your story, anything you want to ask, okay? Because from that, I can post to my blog. I have an answer for you, or you also can win 20 minutes free therapy with me, okay? In a online Zoom meeting, a session that you'll be available to speak out, okay, with your favorite psychologist. Bye, see you then.